Hey everyone, nice to meet you all. Cool. So yeah, today I've got a presentation for you all, and we're going to just go over, share my screen. Oh, can I enable screen sharing? It says host has disabled it. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, you should be able to see 7 ways to make more money with PBI CRM. I've shared the right screen. Okay, can everyone see that? Get a couple of nods. Yeah, cool. Okay. So yeah, thanks for the introduction, Christian. I am based in England, hence the funny accent, and I have started my photo booth company back in 2013, and I grew it one booth at a time and built up to, I think we've got about 20 to 25 photo booths now. We've got a full team, so I've got ops managers, I've appointed a CEO to run the company for me, and then we've got a team of attendants and sort of part-time and full-time staff to run all the events for us. And we do a range of private events, corporate events, all that sort of thing. And we've been going now for 10 years, and it runs completely without me. If I wanted to be more involved in the business, I could be, but I've got quite a lot of other things going on, and I only need to actually put an hour of my time in every month on the board meeting where they report back to me with what they're working on, what the wins were, what they're working on next, and pushing it forward. And then for me, that just brings in my passive income. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about why you might need a CRM in your business and how it can help you get really clear on what your role is in the business and where your time is best spent. And what we'll do is work through these slides together, and I'll tell you how you can get massive growth and give you lots of ways to grow your business. So following on from what Christian said there tends to be some sort of key reasons as to why you started your own business in the first place. So a lot of people in this industry that I've spoken to left a job to be here, or perhaps you've still got a full-time job and you're sort of working, you're hoping to build your business enough in order to leave that job and make this your full-time gig. And there tends to be 2 reasons why you would do that, why you'd leave a job to start your own business. The first one of those tends to be for more money. So you might need more money to pay off your mortgage or send your kids to college, perhaps pay for more holidays, have a better quality of living, get a new car or a new boat, or somebody said hot tub a minute ago. Perhaps you want to invest in other businesses. Perhaps you want a more secure future, or perhaps it's to build that legacy and family wealth. The other reason why somebody might go out on their own and start a business rather than just working for somebody else is to get more freedom. So that's being able to quit your main job, spending more time with your family, not having to go to work every day, being able to be your own boss, again, have more holidays, more experiences, perhaps start other businesses, or just focus on hobbies and sports. When we look at the mentality of somebody who works in a job, they work 40 hours a week for somebody else, and when they're working that job for somebody else, they're making somebody else rich, they're putting the time in, but what they're doing is they're trading their time for money. They're being paid on a salary, or they're being paid hourly, so they are exchanging their time for money. But when you become a business owner, you get to exchange your knowledge, your assets, your experience for money. And that's really then when you're able to scale up more, because you're not just turning up to earn an hourly wage anymore. You've built an asset that can grow and bring you money without you needing to be there. So if we look at what the definition of a business is, if we're starting over fresh and we say, okay, well, what is a business? A business is commercial, so it makes money. Profitable, so it's actually, by the time that you've spent your money on what it takes you to run your photo booth event, there's money left over at the end and you're profitable. It's an enterprise, so it's a limited, or it's a separate entity to you. So you're not just operating as a sole trader. This is something that has been incorporated, or an LLC, something that you're just the owner of, that you can grow as an asset and pass forward. And the most important thing is that it runs without you. So Christian mentioned legacy there. How are you going to be able to pass on your company to your children, or grow an asset that's worth money for you to sell one day, if the whole business still relies on you to run it. If you are still in that business, running it day to day, putting in the time, putting in the hours, and the whole thing relies on you, at this point, you don't really own a business yet. You own a job. You've gone from leaving the job mentality to now just setting up an enterprise that still requires you to work 40. Like that, because it gives them more freedom than they had when they worked for somebody else. But if we're talking about legacy and growing real wealth and having something that you can pass on to future generations, or something that you can sell one day for a lot of money, that's when we really need to be creating a business. So something that you can step out of the way of and allow to scale and grow without you, because you've put in the right systems, processes, marketing efforts, sales pipelines, in order for that growth to just grow without you. So let's look at how we might do that. First thing is we need to master your time. So don't waste your time doing pointless stuff. We all know that time's moving really quickly. You'll never get back yesterday. Once it's gone, it's gone. So it's really important about how you optimize spend your time so that you can reach your goals faster. It's also really important to have those goals in the first place. Figure out where you want to get to. It's an absolute fact that one day you will sell this business, or you'll step out of it, or you'll pass it on to somebody else, because one day you're going to die and you can't run the business when you're dead. So there will be an exit at some point with this business that you're building. So you might as well build a business that you can sell for a good figure at the end, or you can, live with it as a passive income resource to bring you money without you having to put your time in. So to master your time, we can do a number of things. The first one is to delegate. So delegation is the ability to perhaps hire staff or pass tasks on to third parties, like people who are outsourcing tasks to you. That could be delegating every task that can be done by others. I always say to photo booth owners, you're not a graphic designer. You're not a website designer. You're not in this business to, do the graphic design in the business. You're in it to run a photo booth business and grow and do events for corporate, private events, whatever that might be. So if you're spending every second sat behind a desk writing the same repetitive emails or designing templates on Photoshop for 2 hours, that is time that you could have been spent networking with business owners, going out to venues and becoming the preferred vendor, creating strategic partnerships with other vendors in your area that are doing services that complement yours, and building up a network of referrals so that people can bring you more gigs. That, as a business owner, is where your time would be best spent, is promoting your business and promoting growth and pushing it forward, not sitting behind a desk, doing all the manual processes and admin tasks that could be delegated or automated. Learning to delegate is tricky. You might think, oh no, nobody else can do it as well as me. I need to be in charge of my business because I like things done a certain way. And my only advice to you is to not be a control freak. I tried to hold on for a long time to my first business. And as soon as I got out of the way, it scaled really quickly and grew much faster without me. The best thing you can do is to realize that other people are often better than you. There's fantastic template designers out there who have been graphic designers for 10 years, and they can do a template for your photo booth in about 10 minutes. Whereas you might be sitting there learning Photoshop, spending an hour doing it. There's people out there that are better at running events than you. They might be better face-to-face with people. They might be better at, making sure that everyone has a good time at an event. The best thing you can do in business is be a generalist. Know enough about all of the individual parts of your business to be able to ask the right questions, come up with the right systems and processes, hire the right people, put into place the best marketing efforts, but really not have to do each of those individual sections of your business manually as the business owner. Don't get me wrong, when you're starting out a business and you don't have $200,000 to throw into it and hire a team of 10 people, you will have to get into the weeds to begin with and do these things to start out with. But as you grow and as money starts coming in, it's important just to keep focusing back on those goals of where you want to be, where you want to grow it to, and ultimately building this asset that you're creating here in order to sell it and move forward. It's also important when delegating. The other benefit is being able to create fallbacks and responsibilities. So you've got an amazing photo booth company. You guys are doing great right now. You've booked up 100 gigs for the rest of the year. What happens if you get hit by a bus tomorrow? Who's going to run that business for you? Who's going to run those events? Are you going to let down all those brides and grooms? Are you going to say, sorry, we can't do that event anymore and return the money back? creating a system where you have delegation and you have people that you can fall back on, systems that you can fall back on, helps me sleep better at night, because I know that if I'm not available tomorrow, I can not come to work, and I know that everything will run without me. And that's where we can get to using this process. The next one is to eliminate. It was amazing how many things I was doing day to day in my business that I didn't need to do. They weren't getting me any closer to my goals. They weren't bringing any more revenue in. It was really just a waste of my time and my resources. One of the best things I did recently was got myself a standing desk. It meant that I don't like standing very long at my desk. And it meant if I was going to go to my desk and get on with work for the day, I'd try and get it done in as little time as possible and be productive as possible. Whereas when I'm sat down in a nice big comfy gaming chair and I'm there from 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m, I'll tend to just spend 8 hours sitting there, dawdling along, only getting certain things done, maybe only being productive for 3 hours out of an 8-hour day, when really there's better things I could be doing. I should get out of the office, go meet local venues, suppliers, try and get into marketing and media agencies, become their experiential marketing arm by doing all sorts of activations and you know, brand launches with my photo booth and 360s and everything else that I've got going on. So eliminate those tasks that don't bring in money. So figure out what isn't working and eliminate it. Stop doing things that don't drive profits, and stop doing things that suck up all your time and energy. Going back to that template example, if you're rubbish at Photoshop and you don't enjoy it, stop doing it. You can go to third-party companies, you can buy a template for about $10 to $15 and it's done. Even better, you can integrate it with your CRM so that they choose the template during the booking process, and then it's automatically assigned to the booking. And then all you have to do is download it, upload it to the booth when it's time to run the event, and you haven't had to do any template work whatsoever. So there's things that you can be doing here to save yourself time and get back that energy. The next one here, which is my favorite, is automation. So I built Boothbook, and which is what powers PBI CRM, back in 2013, and I was doing sort of 1-2 events at that time a month. I got busier and busier, got more booths. Suddenly I was doing sort of 10 to 20 events a month, getting busier still. I was doing 30 events a month, and trying to keep up with all of those conversations and brides and grooms and companies that were booking me. It was becoming exhausting, and I was sending out manual emails, I was forgetting to send emails, forgetting to chase payments, because I was just a human being. I could only remember so much. And so I built a system that could automate it for me. And so that system today is used by thousands of people in 33 countries all over the world, all photo booth owners, all running their business, being more automated, being more professional, having a real amazing delivery system that they can know that it doesn't matter whether it's 10 customers coming through to them or 1,000 customers coming through to them, all of them can have a fantastic experience with automatic emails going out, providing that amazing customer journey and delivery. So the lessons here are that computers can do the majority of your job for you. And a good CRM is a fraction of a good CRM is a fraction of the cost of hiring staff. And you can automate anything repetitive. If you find yourself sending the same email to 3 different clients every day, and all you're doing is replacing the first name and replacing the event date and replacing the package that they've booked and then sending that email off, a computer can do that for you, and it can do it while you're asleep. So implement systems that save you energy and time is the bottom line here. The final one here was spelling out deal. So delegate, eliminate, automate, liberate. Liberate stands for liberation, and liberation is freedom. So once you've freed up all your time by delegating, eliminating, and automating, you'll be left with a whole chunk of free time. Now, you could use that free time to go out focusing on activities that grow your business. So like I said before, get out there and build those strategic partnerships. Find ways to do good PR, get on the news, support local charity events, go to chamber meetings, meet local business owners in your area, grow your network and improve your net worth. Or don't. You can spend all that new free time doing the stuff when we go back to that list before, and we talked about spending time with family or taking up a hobby, or enjoying your Friday and Saturday nights, having dinner with friends instead of working photo booth events. If that's what you want to do with that new free time, you now have that, and that's your choice, because this business is beginning to start to run without you. And that's where the real strength is that you can work in the business if you want to on certain things. If you like running events, run events, but just know that your entire back office is handled for you, automated, delegated, and eliminated. The next one we come on to is mastering your delivery. Now, your delivery, when I say delivery, I mean everything that happens from when a client first gets in contact with you till the final email where you say, thanks for having us, that was great, please leave us a review. So your delivery is every part of the experience that your client has dealing with you as a company. And when we do a great job on our delivery, we get repeat business, we get glowing reviews, and we build a confident and happier team. So the important thing to think about is here is, okay, well, you might be running a photo booth company right now, you might be doing one event a weekend, and your delivery, as far as you're concerned, is good. You remember to email everybody, you know that there's a process that you're following with every client. What we do as we grow and as we scale is we make sure that we're automating and delegating as much of that delivery process as possible. So I can do 1,000 events a year and know that I am, my every single customer is getting the same level of service. So to figure out how we're going to delegate, eliminate, and automate and master our delivery, we need to figure out what our delivery is. So I've just mapped out here what my average delivery looks like to a photo booth client. This is what I do for a photo booth client. So I receive the new lead, whether it's a phone call, email, Facebook message, contact form, submission on my website. I'll put together an initial response. Dear Mr. Jones, thanks so much for getting in touch. I'll go to my calendar and check the availability. You know, let Mr. Jones know that we have a photo booth available on his date. Then I'll put together a quote, send over prices, some extras and add-ons so that Mr. Jones can choose what he'd like to book for the event. Then I'll send out a contract and send it across either by PDF or DocuSign, and I'll have had to go through and put in all the information in the contract and send that out. Then I'll send an invoice. So stick an invoice for the retainer and send it across to the client, get them to pay that and come back. Then I'll take a payment over the phone or request it by wire transfer or whatever that might be, or credit card. Then a few months later, after they've booked, a few months before their event, I'll send an email about upsells, let them know about scrapbooks that they can add on, so they can stick a second copy of their photos in, or a red carpet and stanchions for a mirror booth, or extra things that I can upsell. Then leading up to the event, I'll chase the balance, make sure that it's all paid in full. I'll find out who's available from my staff and assign them to the event. I'll create a template, get the customer to choose a template, add their details to it, upload that to the booth. I'll send out my insurance documents to the venue, making sure that everyone who needs it has got it. I'll print off job sheets so the staff who are going know the equipment and they've got a checklist and everything that they need to have for the event. Then they'll turn up and they'll actually run the event and take the photos. After the event, we'll upload the gallery, we'll send out a link to the client, and then after that, we'll request a review and we'll ask for Facebook and Google reviews. So this is what a standard delivery might look like. Now, I want every single one of my clients to go through the same process and have the same amazing experience with me. I want them all to feel like they've had great customer communication throughout the whole process. I want them to feel like they've been taken care of. I want them to feel like we're aware of who they are. We've paid attention to their booking. We've offered upsells. We've got a great review. But I can't do this myself for 1,000 events a year. I would never sleep. I would wake up every morning to 1,000 emails and have to go through them all, and I'll get to the end of the day and I've achieved nothing other than responding to people. So we automate it. And this is what can be automated with PBI CRM. Everything on that list there except for running the event. So now when a new lead comes in, I get a phone call, I open up the lead center, I type in the details that the client is telling me about their event, and I click save. Automatically, 10 minutes later, using an email template that I've preset, it will fill in Mr. Jones's first name. It will fill in, it will say, Mr. Jones, dear first name, thanks so much for getting in touch about service name on event date. The system will automatically check the availability, know which booths I have available, and it will say, great news, the Chloe booth that you were interested in is available for your date. Please click here to see your proposal. They'll click through, an automatic proposal's been created. It's like a one-page mini website, all based on their photo booth, completely customized by the system. So I've created a template once. It now can do the same template again and again for every customer 1,000 times a year. But that customer, that automatic proposal's gone out at a time, say like 2 hours after they called me. as far as the customer's concerned, I've sat there and manually put this proposal together to send out to the client. They think that I'm doing all the hard work. They think that I'm paying particular attention to everything about their booking, but this system's automating it. So I'm saving massive amounts of time here. In a lot of traditional systems you see, there's one out there called Honeybook, maybe a few of you use that. It's really great at keeping you informed of what you're doing, but you've still got to log in and click send contract. You've still got to log in and click send quotes, send invoice, request payment. This system does it all for you at scheduled intervals, all the way from the first time that the client gets in touch right to the end of the event. Then it's going to automatically send out an invoice. The client can click it, go to the client portal. They can make a payment via credit card. There'll be an electronic contract, which is generated automatically based on the things that I've set. The client can scroll to the bottom, sign it and agree to the terms. Then at certain times leading up to the event, it knows that the client didn't have a scrapbook in their event. So it can send an email out saying, hey, I noticed that you don't have a scrapbook. It's a shame, as a scrapbook's such a lovely way to keep your photos safe and get a copy of all the photos and have guests write a message next to the photos at the event. That will automatically go out only if they don't have a scrapbook. The client will click a button, take them to their client portal. They can see the upsell, claim it, make the payment, and I've just increased my average booking spend. Then it will chase chase the balance and ask for any remaining payments to be made. So as long as the payment's still due, it will keep chasing. Once it's due, it will say thank you. It will automatically know who's available. So all my staff have a login. They can add all their dates that they're available to work. They can request to book. And then right from the back end, then you can just make sure that everyone's assigned and click the name of the staff member you want to assign to the booking. For the template, our template, start screens, everything integrated with third parties. So the customer books an event, goes to their client portal, and it will say, hey, choose a template for your event. They'll scroll through a huge library of templates, select the one they want, type in the details for it, click save. It's automatically uploaded to the event and automatically ready for my staff to download and add to the booth. It will automatically send the insurance document. So when the client chooses which venue they're at, we've already got a venue database for them to choose from with the venue contact's email address on it. So 2 weeks before the event's due, it's going to grab my PDF insurance documents, send it out to the venue automatically, and that's all done for me. Then it will send the job sheets to the client, to the staff, sorry. So that'll be a downloadable sheet they can print out or have on their phone, and they've got a checklist of what they need to do. The only thing PBI CRM can't do is turn up to the event and run it for you. So that's the one missing step right now, where work is required by a human being. So you turn up to the event, take all the photos, pack down, head home. Then you can send a gallery automatically after it's been uploaded. And then the thing I love the most is sending out an email 11 months after the event and say, hey, you booked us for your event 11 months ago. Are you having an anniversary party? Are you having is the same event happening again? You can set out different ones based on event types. So if it's a wedding, you can send out 11 months afterwards and say, are you having an anniversary party? If it's a prom or a formal or a function, you can send it out 11 months after and say, hey, are you doing it again this year? We'd love to book you in again. And it rebooks the client. And once I've built this circulatory delivery system, all I have to do is plug in clients at the front end. They're all going through getting this amazing delivery of my services. My staff are just focused on running the event because they're not busy running around replying to emails, trying to put invoices together, trying to do contracts. The team's happier. We don't feel stressed out, even doing thousands of events a year. And we're running as an optimum lean and mean business that doesn't require me to turn up every day. We've got people on PBI CRM doing 2,500 events a year through this system. And they're able to just focus on the team, building great morals and community inside their own company, and building a team of happy people who turn up to the event with smiles and laughter and really bringing that wow factor and impressing those clients. So the benefits of an automated delivery, just to go over that again, is now that all those pink items have turned green and they're automated, you can now use your newfound time to provide even better customer service. So now that your daily outbound email is done for you, you can respond faster to one-off queries. So you might be thinking, oh no, I like to talk to all my clients. People book me, they don't book my company. I'm the thing that people want. Great. So the people who do want to speak to you, you're now available with so much more free time, so that if they want to get in touch and talk to you face to face, or they want to speak to you on the phone, you can, because you've got a free diary. The ones who don't want to speak to you, which is about 65% of people, don't like talking to people anymore. They just want to book it, tick something off their list and get it done. Those 65 people can go straight to your website, fill out the online booking form, sign a contract, make a payment, go straight through and book. And you wake up in the morning, you've been asleep when they booked, you have a contract signed, deposit paid. It allows you to scale to thousands of events with the same amazing delivery without increasing your admin pressure or overwhelming the team. When I speak to some people, they're actually scared about doubling the number of bookings that they're taking right now, because they're thinking, oh God, what would I do if I had double the number of bookings? I wouldn't be able to cope with it. I'd have too much work on. This system allows you to just grow and scale, massively, so that the only thing you've got to worry about is team. It also makes you much more money per hour. So if you're doing all of those things manually for every single event, we worked out that most boothers are spending about 20 hours per event on admin. That's all the back and forward, all the gallery uploading, all the emails, putting contracts together, chasing payments, talking to staff, finding out if they're available, all these things that come with every single booking. If you're spending 20 hours an event, say you're charging $1,000 for an event, you're earning $50 an hour. Well, now, if you've got automation in place and all of that's been handled for you, and you're only having to spend an hour getting to the venue, and setting up, 3 hours running the event, and an hour packing down and coming home, you're only doing 5 hours on the event now. Suddenly you're making $200 an hour. So you've just 4x'd your hourly income by automating all those different processes of your business. The next thing to think about is how to master your money. So knowing where to focus your time to bring you the best rewards. Delegating, eliminating, automating all of your low reward tasks so that you can focus on the high reward. So what do we mean when we talk about low reward versus high reward? It's about spending your time on tasks that are bringing in the big bucks, so delegating and automating the rest. On the left-hand side here, on the vertical axis, we have the reward level. So this is what it's bringing back to you. So, you've got the single dollar digits, you're making $10 to $90, double digits, hundreds, triple digits, thousands. And then along the bottom is the level of skill required in order to complete those tasks. So a couple of examples of this would be manually sending invoices via email, creating your templates and chasing your payments. You as the business owner should not be focused on the tasks that are bringing in the low amount of money. These are low skills, not gaining a lot, that could be done by an automated system and automated for you. Running the events brings you more reward, slightly required skill, can't be automated. Building your website, doing your own SEO, these are time-consuming tasks that you can trust other people to do so that you can focus on what matters. And if we look what matters, the higher skill, the higher reward things, that's partnering with venues. I make sure that every venue around me knows my name. I walk into the building and people go, hey, Chris. I make sure that my staff, my CEO who runs it, all my event staff, they introduce themselves every time they go there. Make sure to have a chat with the event planner, ask them about their day, ask them where they, what they do, what are their hobbies, get to know them, become friends with them. That time spent building those strategic partnerships will bring you constant referrals of new work in without you having to do anything, without you having to spend thousands on advertising. Meeting event planners, take them out for lunch. Spend your time with them, get to know them, ask about their family, share things about you, become friends with them and spend your time and your efforts on that, and it will boost your business. I know so many people who don't do any ads, they don't spend any time on Facebook, they don't do any traditional marketing, they just spend time building relationships with event planners because they know that those guys are going to be hired to do a certain amount of events a year. And if you've got 20 to 30 amazing event planners all referring you constantly, and they're all dealing with 20 to 30 events a year each, you've just got this massive slew of events coming your way constantly without having to do the hard sell all the time. There's nothing better in selling than having a third party who they trust refer you, because then it's not you selling direct to the customer, it's somebody doing that referral to you, and already that's establishing those three key things of know, like, and trust. And then the final one there, which I personally love doing, is acquiring my competitors. Think about how you can grow and have that time free to automate and scale Acquire your customers, your competitors that have already got great domains. They're ranking well. They've got great relationships with vendors. They've got great relationships with event planners. If you free up your time and you reduce your margins by using a CRM instead of just hiring more staff, you'll have more capital available and more ability to go out there and acquire competitors and scale and grow your business. This is where you should be focusing your time, that little green box, not in the rest of the things. Automate everything else that is not in that green box, or delegate. So just to recap, once you use automation to free up your time and focus on the things that bring in the biggest results, you'll have more money to scale and grow a team. Hiring an admin assistant to handle your emails, invoicing, contracts can cost thousands of dollars a month. PBI CRM starts at only $24 a month. It is insanely cheap for the value that you receive. Now, here's my magic sauce. This is what I do in every single business that I've got. Every business is exactly the same when you come down to it. You might think that what you're doing is unique. It probably is. That's why you've got a USP. That's what's making people book you. But ultimately, on the bottom level, every single business goes by these key things. And I call this the 5 methods. So you have leads that come into your funnel. So let's say, for example, you have 1,000 leads coming in, visiting your website, calling you up. Now, your conversion rate there, if you times the number of leads, or you multiply the number of leads by your conversion rate, that's going to give you your number of customers. Now, for each of your customers, so we've got 1,000 customers at a 25% conversion rate, that's got us 1,000 leads at 25% conversion rate has now got us 250 customers. Now, our average transaction per customer, we're just saying here is 1, so they're just going to book us once. And the average sale value, let's say, is just $1,000, just for simple math. Number of customers multiplied by the number of transactions multiplied by the average sale value is going to give you your turnover or your revenue. So in this case here, that's $250,000. Now your margin is what it costs to provide that service. So if we're operating at a 70% margin, that's leaving you with profits of $175,000. Now, if I told you to go ahead and improve this by 10% in your business, you might think it's just going to add 10%, $17,500 onto the profit there at the end, but it's not. If we work on these 5 pink squares here and improve each of those by 10%, we now have 1,100 leads. We have a 27.5% conversion rate, ending up in 302 customers. We get an average number of transactions across all of our customers. So we start getting the odd customer to book us twice. So our average is about 1.1. We put our prices up, get an average sale value of 1,100, or we do upsells, we upsell scrapbooks, extra hours, idle time, whatever it might be. Those things combined now gives us our turnover of $366,000. We improve our margins and we end up with $281,000 in profit. A massive jump just by focusing on those key areas, those pink areas. And so this is going to be our final steps here. 4, 5, 6, and 7 is to focus on conversion rate, number of transactions per customer, average sale value, and margin. Does that make sense? So that's where we need to focus our time in order to boost our business. So conversion rate, turning more lookers into bookers. You can send stunning proposals automatically when a client inquires. We've seen a massive improvement here. So if you imagine that you're a photo booth company in a fairly saturated area, I have about 42 other photo booth companies in my local area, and I'm not in a big city. I'm the most expensive out of all of them, and I still take more bookings than all of them. And that's because when a client inquires with me and a few other companies, they'll send back an email, they'll get back to them with an SMS when they've got back from their main day job. They won't respond all day long because they're at their other job. Whereas for me, my system's automated. So they'll fill out a contact form on my website with their date and what the booth they're interested in. My system will automatically create a proposal and send it out a couple of hours after they inquire, and it looks like one of our team have put it all together and sent it manually. They'll click the proposal. It'll be an amazing customized proposal. You can customize it based on the venue they've selected, customize it based on the booth they've selected. Use their first name as often as possible. It's a variable tag. I don't know if you've used MailChimp with merge tags, but it's the same thing. You put it in all over the proposal and make it look like it's written just for them. And then they click the button at the bottom, accept proposal, sign the contract, and it's done. Provide an online booking form so clients can check a date, book, sign a contract and pay, all without needing to speak to you. The number of brides I speak to that are doing all this when they get home from work and they are trying to do it all in the evenings. Well, most of the companies they deal with are closed in the evenings, or they're having dinner with their families, or they're doing something else, or they're asleep. Providing an online booking form means that a customer can go to your website even at 2 a.m. in the morning, book your photo booth service, sign a contract and pay, and when you wake up in the morning, it's all done, it's confirmed, and you haven't had to do anything manually there. Then send automated follow-up emails and SMSs to clients after they inquire. So perhaps they ghost you after the first response, they don't look at the proposal. You can automate SMS messages to their cell number. You can automate emails. You can even automate an email to yourself a week later with their details and say, hey, Chris, give these guys a call. They inquired a week ago. Here's their details. They haven't responded to any emails. I'll get a little email through, or an SMS or a WhatsApp. Click the link in the thing, give them a quick call, say, hey, you inquired about a booth a week ago. Just we've not heard back from you yet, and find out what's going on. And then once they respond and saying, oh yeah, I am interested, change the status on the booking and let the automated emails confirm and keep going. The other thing is to make it as easy as possible for somebody to book you. If they have to deal with you to book, you're saying, oh no, they have to speak to me first, you're going to lose bookings because they're going to go straight to your competitor who's got an online booking form or an easier way to book, and they're going to book with them instead. For some people, booking a photo booth for their wedding or for their party is just another thing to do on their list. They're going through this long list. They've got to book the caterer. They've got to book the DJ. They've got to book all these other things, get the venue sorted. Booking the photo booth is just another thing on their list of things to do. And if you're making it difficult for them to give you their money, they will find somebody who's making it easier. So by adding an online booking form, by providing that way to do it, my own company, doing as many events as we do a year, 65% of people don't want to speak to us. They come to our website, they choose a date, they book, and they pay, and I don't even talk to them. My staff turn up to the event. That's the first time we've actually conversed with the client, even though they think we've been sending them updates and emails all the way along. Number of transactions. So this is trying to get people to buy from you more than once. So we display these upsells in the client portal. So every customer gets their own client portal. It's branded completely like my business. You've got your logo on there, all your colors. The domain is the same as your business. So as far as they're concerned, it's all part of your website. And you can upsell scrapbooks, red carpets, lighting, mosaic canvases, anything you like in there, extras for people to add on and boost that average, boost those number of transactions. Get repeat bookings by automatically sending the email out 11 months after, asking if they'd like to book again. One that works really well for me is after every event, I'll send an automatic email out thanking the client, and I'll give them a 10% discount voucher and say, hey, by the way, you can use this with all of your family and your friends, and we'll give them the discount too. So suddenly every previous client who's had a good experience with you becomes a referral partner. And usually when they've just got married, they're in that age group where 4 or 5 of their friends are going to get married within that same year. So by being able to say, hey guys, I booked this great photo booth company and here's a discount code they've given me, suddenly you're turning every single client into a referral partner. And then finally, add your staff, event planners, venues, and other strategic partners as reps. So they're able to actually sell your service for you. You can give them their own rep link. They can place that, the venues can place that on their website under a recommended suppliers list. Your staff, when they're at events, can hand out business cards with their rep link on. There's a QR code. Event planners can just say to their brides and grooms, hey, click this link, go straight through, book this company. And those reps can then track all of that in a dashboard. You can pay them a commission if you want to, or you can just get them to pass on that discount straight through to the customer. Next, we move on to the average sale value. So that's getting more money per booking. So that's trying to boost it. I mean, the easiest way here before we get going is just to simply put your prices up. Know your own value and charge what you're worth. Put your prices up. The other way you can do it is to create a range of packages for each service. So we tend to have a bronze, silver, and gold package for every single photo booth type. We'll make the bronze package sort of okay. You know, it's 3 hours a hire, it doesn't really come with anything, and it's a little bit expensive for what it is. Our next package will be 4 hours a hire. It'll be a pretty good rate. You know, it's a good amount of money, but they feel like they're getting more for their money. And then we'll have our gold package, which will be double the price, crazy package for the big spender. And what that's doing is that's saying, okay, well, I've got my average package here. I've got my insanely expensive package here, majority of people are going to go for my recommended package in the middle. And for me, that's where I bump the price up slightly on that recommended package. They're still getting good value for their money, but I'm earning good money per event. Because in this industry, you only have a certain number of photo booths. So if you have 5 photo booths and they're at 5 events, and somebody else comes along to you and says, oh, I'd like to book another event, another photo booth, please, and you don't have that 6th booth yet, you can't do much because you've already got 5 other events. You can't say to another event, oh, sorry, they're willing to pay more, so I'm going to cancel you. So what we really need to do is try and get as much per event as we can out of every event. Because if your staff are already there, upsell them that extra hour, upsell that guest book, ask if they want any uplighting, ask if they want a mosaic afterwards, ask if they want any idle time, so you come and set up earlier in the day. Really try and boost that average sale value. You can send those automatic emails out to encourage the customers to add on the extra hours and idle time. You can automatically calculate and charge travel fees. So I have it so the system knows where all my booths are. Then they put in the address of their venue. It will calculate the miles to that venue. The system knows that I want to give 30 miles away for free and then charge $1 per mile after that. It will calculate it all up, add it on, and then it will just simply add it to their bill, and they'll pay that when they book. That's going to cover my costs and also make me a little bit extra on top. And then the thing I love the most is selling through education. So I'll send regular automated emails out about how to get the most from their event. So I'll make it look like I'm really trying to help them improve their event. I'll say, you know, it's really important that a lot of your guests will be doing different things throughout the night. Sometimes, you know, they'll be focusing on talking to groups of people. By extending the length of your photo booth, you can ensure that everybody gets a photo. Everyone has a chance to come back into the booth. And you know, it will make sure that you get lots of photos from your event. So I'm educating them on how a longer booth period could help them have a better event and get more memories from it. And at the same time, also upselling those extra hours. And then finally, it's improving the margins. So if we reduce the cost to serve, we boost our profits. It's really simple. If you buy, if you buy something for $5 and sell it for 10, you make $5. Well, if you can buy that same thing for $2 and sell it for 10, you make $8. It's as simple as that. So by reducing our margins, for example, replacing office staff with automated processes, an average CRM costs about $50 a month, and it can do the same as an employee on $30,000 a year. By automating those processes and taking out the expensive things and replacing them with cheaper things, you can make more profit. Integrate with those template libraries. So, you've got things like boothmotion.com that does start screens. Customers can choose from a huge library, put in the text, it automatically generates it, saves it to the booking for you, and then you can upload that to your booth, and then you can have like a touch to start screen that the customer's paid extra for, and you haven't had to hire a graphic designer. Some designers are costing $80 to put one of those together, or an animated video overlay. Some template designers are charging $20-30 per template, whereas you can buy them. You can just get a subscription to a template library and you get them all for free, or paid for, sorry, in the subscription. The other thing you do is cancel all the other subscriptions that you're using. So if you're using like DocuSign for e-sign contracts, perhaps you're using like Proposify for proposals, you've got software you're paying for invoicing, you've got another one for booking, staff management, payments, forms. You can reduce all of those and do it all in PBI CRM. I've seen people reduce hundreds of dollars as monthly subscriptions just to do it all inside PBI CRM for only $50 a month. So there's massive savings there to be made as well. So just coming to the end now, in the last few minutes, let's just recap those key points here. This is the one that people always sort of cringe about a little bit, but it's true. If you're still the person doing all of the work in your business, you don't own a business yet, you own a job. And if you're still doing those 40 hours a week and the business still relies on you to do it, and you get hit by a bus tomorrow and it can't run without you, all you've done is you created yourself a job that pays you with a bit more freedom than you had before. You haven't created a business that can run. I like to ask people, could you turn your phone off now, go away for 6 weeks, in 6 weeks' time, return back to your business, and to find that it has grown without you, that your customers are happy, that you've continued to get great reviews, your staff have continued to perform at a high level? Have you implemented those systems? Have you implemented those training guides, documents? We laminate troubleshooting sheets, put those in every booth so that everyone can troubleshoot on the spot and they don't need to call me and ask me questions about how to run the booth. could you do that? Could you go away for 6 weeks and come back and turn your phone back on and find out that your business is now worth more money because it's managed to run and grow without you? So when you use delegation and automation to replace yourself in your business, you will have more time and you will have more money. And not only that, but you'll have a valuable asset that you can sell. When we look at what you're truly doing here by building a business asset, this business that you've created out of nothing, you've registered a company, you've put a bit of startup capital in, you've bought your first booth, you've started getting bookings, you start building a reputation, you've got a domain that starts to rank well, you've got a nice website, you've got repeat clients, you've built something out of nothing. Businesses sell on average 2.8 times, or 2.5 to 3 times, roughly 2.5 times the profit. So if you build a business right now and you're doing $50,000 a year and you come to sell that business right now, you'll get 2.5 times that, 125,000. So all you have to do is improve that profit, grow this business. When we talk about legacy and handing something down to your kids one day, or building something that can be sold so you can have a pot of money to put into property or other wealth management, investment techniques to pass down true wealth through the legacy for your future generations to come, having an asset that you can grow and say, okay, well, I'm going to get this to 100 grand profit a year. Then I'm going to sell it for 2.5 times. But you've just gone from 125 grand sale price to 250 by just improving that profit. So you work on those 5 key ways, getting more leads, getting a better conversion rate, getting more transactions, getting a better average value per transaction, and then reducing those margins, and you can make massive differences to your profit. And as that profit goes up, you make massive difference to the sale value of your business. I think that's it. There we go. So you can go to crm.photoboothinc.com to sign up. We have everything you could possibly need in a system. It connects with all the major companies in the industry, comes with questionnaires, client apps, staff scheduling. You just click start free trial there, pop in your information, you'll be within the trial within a few minutes, and you can get going. And then if you need any help from me or the team, you just book in a one-on-one session with us and we'll help you set it all up. And I'm back in the room.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you. So let's
awesome.
If you guys want to drop any questions in the chat there. So Daniel, how easy is it to integrate the CRM to our website? Yeah, so it comes with a few widgets. So we have like an online booking calendar, which customers can choose a date from, enter an email address and click through to start booking. We also have contact forms that you can embed with different things as well. They'll all come with a piece of widget code, and you just go to your website editor, whatever you've built your website with, paste in the widget code there, click save, and it'll be embedded straight into your website. Any more questions? You're welcome.
Yeah.
One-on-ones, we do it through Calendly. So when you're in your system, you just click on the little chat widget in the bottom corner. You can either chat to us there, or there'll be a little link in the bottom corner which says book a one-on-one. Click that button, choose a time slot that suits you. So we have guys in the UK, we've got guys in New York, guys in Arizona. So there should be plenty of time slots in your time zone to choose from. You just choose one of those slots on the calendar, and we can book a one-on-one. And then what we'll do is talk about your goals and see how it goes and what you want to achieve. And in that hour, we'll actually help you set it all up step by step. So delegate it. Delegate us, get us in there on those calls, use us, and get that system built out for your business.
All right, any other questions, guys? Awesome.
Cool. All right, well, I hope I brought some value, guys. I hope there was something there you could take out of that talk. And yeah, let me know if you have anything else for me. And oh, do you have an example proposal for us to see? Yeah, hang on 2 seconds. Let me bring one up.
Yeah, the proposals are nice on Boothbook and Photo Booth. I've already set up like 3 or 4 of them, depending on the event type.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of work though So it is automated, but it does take a little bit of work to learn it and set all the stuff up the right way.
But that's the beauty of automation. You know, you do the work once, set up the templates for it to do it, and then it will do it time and time again. It is work to get it set up, but it's a hell of a lot less work than it is manually sending it for every single client. Let me see if I can find a proposal here.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just making sure. I had problems with my internet. Chris, thank you so much. I
No problem.
literally would have made $5 million more if I had all this like 10 years ago. Like, I'll tell you the process. Like, we used to manually call everybody, we had an email template in Word doc, and we used to copy and paste that and send it to everybody, and then take payments on PayPal, and then send DocuSign, and make the contract in Word, and then download it in PDF, and then upload it to DocuSign. So it was super crazy. So guys, this software here is gonna change everything for you. So make sure to take advantage of it. Are you able to share your screen, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just putting together a fake event so I can show you an example of a proposal.
Cool. How you guys liking everything so far? Let me know in the chat. Put some reviews in there so we can screenshot it and use it. You guys got a lot of value so far?
I should have done this before. Sorry, guys. Let's have a look.
So
Cool.
next up after, oh, go ahead. Are you ready?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's an example of a theme. So this template, we're using these things called merge tags. That's going to fill in the event date for me. It's going to have some more information about us and the team. It's going to have more information about our business and what we do. We'll click save and we'll view that proposal in real time. And it's just immediately replaced it with the event date. It's going to come in with the name of the client. It's going to put in information about us, some of our output. It's going to come up with a quote, everything that's included in it. And they're able to just go down to the bottom there, click accept proposal and go ahead and do it. We've also got loads of different themes to choose from. So you can just switch to the theme. It's going to come up like this instead. I can refresh this. And now we have a horizontal floating proposal with all these different parts of what we offer and what we do.
And Chris, do you
And
have,
again,
can we make templates with those?
Yeah, so you choose a base theme. So there's tons to choose from here. And then you can style them all to however you like. So if we go into, I don't know, switch to this one. You can click on images,
Oh,
choose ones that we've already uploaded, or you can choose on Unsplash, choose an image, click it, it will be replaced. Same for background images, things like that. You can bring
what about
in
videos? Could we embed videos in these?
Yeah, you can embed videos as well. We've got lots of
Nice.
different palettes to choose from. So you can go and choose from these ones, or you can go ahead and just set your own custom colors. So if you want to match all this to your brand color, for example, you can just go ahead and say, all right, well, you know, well, like this sagey color, and you just edit it in real time. And it's all mobile responsive. It looks great on any device. The other thing I really love about it is that as soon as the client views the proposal, it pings me an email saying, hey, Bob's looking at his proposal right now. Now's the time to engage. And it gives me all the key information I need. And I can call up Bob and say, hey, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at your proposal yet. And they'll go, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. And you go, all right, really? And you say, have you got any questions? And they answer any questions for them and go, great, okay, now that's done. Just click accept proposal and we'll get you all booked in. And that method kills. It really boosts that conversion rate.
Yeah, like
Could one
saving.
even go as far as saying that you don't even need a website anymore? You can just go from Instagram right to the booking page and hit the process.
As long as your Instagram portrays those three key things of know, like, and trust. You know, you have to you have to establish knowledge. You've got to establish for them to like you, and you've got to establish that trust as well. So I'd always recommend having some sort of site, like whether it's just a funnel page or a website or something, just, hit those testimonials, hit those like case studies, prove yourself that you can do it and that you're the person that they want to book. And then, yeah, make sure those booking forms and call to action buttons are right there. So as soon as they've decided these are the guys for me, they can click that button and book right now.
You had a question, Eric?
No, I was gonna say that I like that in the template editor that Chris was just showing, like you can save it, right? And again, you can on the back end have that same template, but look slightly different for a wedding, for a party, for a quinceañera, that type of stuff. So you can have one template, but just show different things. And again, that's all stuff that you could do yourself. Again, it's a learning curve, like I mentioned, but it's all awesome.
We do them per venue as well. So I've got a venue near me called Deer Park Hotel. And I know that every client who books me from there has got the money. And I've done a special template just for Deer Park Hotel. So as soon as they come through and select that venue from the drop down on the contact form, it's going to send out that form, their proposal. And it's a photo of my photo booth by the bar. And it says, you could set it up by the bar. Then there's another one of my photo booth under the stairs. And they're like, oh, these guys have been to my venue. And we mentioned the contact there. We mentioned all the key details about the venue. And they go, well, these guys have just got back to me with a proposal, not an email. They've obviously been to our venue before. These guys are just going to be so easy to deal with. Let's just book them. And that closes.
Yeah, I think I followed in one of your documentations a similar example like that. And that already happened to me. I had a venue that booked me. Well, the venue didn't book me, but I was booked for the venue 3 times. And I did the same exact thing. I was like, look, if you set up over here, you can have the booth here. If you set up over here, and they're like, oh, you've already been there. And that just sealed the deal. I didn't have to do any talking. The moment I sent out the template, it was done.
Yeah. Got some questions there, Latia. What's the time frame you respond back to email sent about the CRM? So we have live chat, which you can just chat straight away through the platform at any time, and they'll help you find sort of documentation and guides. Emails tends to be, we aim for same day, but sometimes over the weekend, it can be a 2 to 3 day turnaround. And then we give unlimited one-on-one sessions. So we really recommend that if you've got a few things you want to talk to us about, you click that link, book in the one-on-one call, and we'll sit there with an hour for you and just go over everything you've got. So don't sit there and struggle in silence. Click the button, book in a call. They're free. Why not use them? And we'll just help you get the most out of the system.